Get 150 meg internet, TV, and phone for just $79.99 per month online for the first year. Cable can't offer that. Only Fios can.
Right now, today, New York, snow alert. Already a dusting from a winter storm moving across the tri-state area, but things are changing. Roadways salted ahead of the system. That could cause some traffic troubles as we move forward. Storm Team 4 tracking the snow from Manhattan to Connecticut with what you need to know as you wake up. Today, New York starts right now. Good morning. Welcome to Today, New York. It's a Saturday morning, December 17th. I'm Gus Rosendale. Pat Battle continuing to recover from, the arm. And we are covering some winter weather this morning. Here's the very latest. We have live team coverage across the tri-state area as these conditions are changing throughout the day. Right now, we also have team coverage in the Weather Center with Storm Team 4's Raphael Miranda and Dave Price. And we'll get going with Rafi with what's happening right now. Raph?
All right, good morning. Yeah, the snow is picking up in intensity over the past couple of hours, now coating many roadways out there. And this is the scene behind me in Midtown. You could see the snow. The darker the blue, that's the heavier snow bands. And we're seeing light to moderate snow now moving into the 5 boroughs, northeast New Jersey. Roads are treacherous for sure, even on my way in here. Even the roads that were treated with salt were still quite dicey at this early hour. And there's still several more hours of snow to go. As we take a wider view here, notice where the darkest blue is off to the west. So the heaviest precipitation still has to work in over the next couple of hours. Now, I'm showing you a close-up of Fire Island, places like the South Shore of Long Island. Notice the pink, that transition from snow over to freezing rain and eventually rain. That's going to happen as the day goes on. So it's snowing almost everywhere right now because of these temperatures. We're still in the 20s in Astoria, 28 degrees, 26 Tribeca. We have to warm up gradually throughout the morning. It's going to take a little while to get there, especially in places like Monticello, where it's 16 degrees right now. You're going to see higher amounts there, 23 in White Plains, and again, 27 degrees in Central Park. This is how much we're expecting before the changeover to freezing rain and rain. 2 to 4 inches in and around the city, 4 to 6 in the Hudson Valley, and a coating to 2 inches for Long Island and down the Jersey Shore. Again, it's snowing right now, but it's not going to stay snowing throughout the day. Dave Price is here joining us with a look at how that transition may play out throughout the day today.
Well, as you alluded to just a second ago, Ralph, that transition is going to take time. And as we head to the north and the west, where the temperatures are cooler, the intensity of the snow may be greater. It's going to be later on during the morning that we see that transition begin to move on through. So let's take a look at the 10 o'clock hour now, when rain begins to overspread the 5 boroughs, pushes through the South Shore of Long Island. And as we head to the 95 corridor, though, and just north of that by the Merritt, there we're still in that mix, that transition. And as we head to the north into the Hudson Valley, we're still looking at snow at that hour, but we are going to see a rapid change. In just a couple of minutes, we'll talk about what we can expect later in the day and the big warm up as we head into tomorrow. Topsy-turvy weather. We'll take a look at the 10-day forecast too. 603, 27 degrees, Gus.
David Raff, thank you. Now, crews have been prepping the roadways for this system since yesterday, and we've been telling you all about that. Right now, you're looking at overnight video from Bergen County, and that's where Today in New York's Tracy Strahan continues our live team coverage. Tracy.
Well, Gus, we're coming to you from Mahwah this morning. State Route 17 north, where the blacktop is becoming a lot harder to see this morning. And I'm going to step out of the way and show you the road conditions, literally the road condition. You can see a little bit of the road. You can also see that cars show no signs of slowing down. As far as we can know, there is no speed restriction on Route 17 right now. Not the case for the Garden State Parkway and the New Jersey Turnpike. Now, there's a 45-mile-per-hour speed restriction on both of them. For one, it's from the George Washington Bridge all the way down to the Delaware Gap. The other, it's from the New York State line all the way down to Cape May. And the reason? Snow removal is in progress, believe it or not. Now, we haven't seen too many of those going on right now, but it is going to be happening throughout the morning, and the crews are starting early throughout Bergen County, we can tell you. So again, no speed restriction as far as we can tell on Route 17, but the Garden State Parkway, the New Jersey Turnpike, they are urging motorists to slow down to 45 miles per hour, not just for your safety, but so they can salt the roads, they can plow the roads, and they can get things ready for the slick spots that could be in place in just a little bit, Gus. Back to you.
All right, Tracy Strahan live in Bergen County. rain coming down in a pretty good clip there in northern Jersey. Thanks, Tracy. Well, having now, crews already responding to the snow in Midtown as well. This truly is a tri-state area story. We saw workers clearing the sidewalks right outside of our studios here at Rockefeller Center. This is along Essex Avenue there. And we'll likely see more of this throughout the morning as holiday crowds fill the plaza. This is, after all, a big weekend. And the winter storm has swung through Long Island as well, coming down pretty steady in Suffolk County. And you can see it there in the reflection of the light. Heavy snow accumulating. It's blanketed the area. This video taken just about an hour ago in Selden. Snow has covered around 25 there, which means it is pretty slick out there for drivers. And on that point, we want to go live on the road now in Connecticut. I-95, I should say Route 7. This is approaching Norwalk. Our live drive camera in Fairfield County, award-winning photographer Eddie Alonso at the helm there, giving us a view. And it's worth talking about this weekend, the weekend before the holidays start, Hanukkah and Christmas. A lot of people are going to be out today doing shopping and all sorts of errands, visiting family as well. And you can see cars trying to make tracks there, but bear in mind, you can also see just how much snow is on the road. It doesn't take a lot of accumulation for things to get dangerous out there. Just a little bit of snow can send you flying. So you want to take it slow, and you heard Tracy mention as well out in Jersey, police advising people to take it around the mid-40s there, 45 miles per hour. Cars making their way there, and so far, the good news, no word of any accidents. Yet, the morning is early. And you can track how much snow or ice could end up in your area through our Storm Team 4 weather app. Download it, get alerts set right to your phone as we keep you updated on what's going on today, weather-wise and all-wise. Well, new this morning, a car bomb killed at least 13 Turkish troops. This explosion happening this morning in the central Anatolian province of Kayseri. Officials say that bomb went off near a bus that was carrying on-leave soldiers. 48 others were wounded in the attack, and officials say civilians are among the injured. Well, Russia is now firing back over allegations that the Kremlin was behind hacking operations targeting the U.S. presidential elections. A spokesman for President Vladimir Putin says the U.S. needs to either stop talking about this or finally present some sort of proof. He added, quote, "The U.S. is embarrassing itself," that a quote there. Former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton now says Putin ordered the hacking because he has, again quoting here, a personal beef against her. Meantime, there is mounting pressure on President-elect Donald Trump to call out Russia for this alleged hacking. President Obama wants him to take a hard look at what happened.
One way I do believe that the president-elect can approach this that would be unifying is to say that we welcome a bipartisan, independent process.
Meantime, Trump brought his thank you tour to Orlando, Florida last night. He did not mention President Obama or his recent comments. Trump will wrap up the tour today with a rally at a football stadium in Mobile, Alabama. Also happening today, remembering an American hero. Vice President Joe Biden will speak at a memorial service for John Glenn at the Ohio State University campus. Yesterday, thousands of mourners filed past John Glenn's casket inside the Ohio State Capitol Rotunda. Glenn was a Marine fighter pilot who flew combat missions in World War II and the Korean War, but he became a national hero as the first American to orbit the Earth. Glenn served 24 years in the U.S. Senate as well. He'll be buried during a private service at Arlington National Cemetery. Coming up on Today in New York on this Saturday morning, we'll continue to follow the winter storm. All the very latest, how much accumulation we'll be seeing. Also, missing mailboxes causing quite a stir in the Bronx. What's behind this disappearing act? Plus, the snow we're talking about can't keep Santa down. Restrictions surrounding a second SantaCon. We'll tell you about that.
And it's our first real snow event of the season in the city. It's coming down, making roads a mess outside already. Coming up, we'll have exactly when this snow will end and how much we'll see by the time it's all done. Coming up in your Storm Team 4 forecast.
All right, I got the topper. You got the ladder?
Yes, sir.
I don't think we thought this through.
You just gotta believe.
How will Arnold fire people on the new Celebrity Apprentice?
Hasta la vista, baby.
You're terminated. Get to the chopper, now!
It's gonna be something scary as hell, I tell you that.
The new Celebrity Apprentice premieres January 2nd on NBC.
else do you think he gets around so fast? Take the reins this holiday season and get the Mercedes-Benz you've always wanted during the winter event. Now lease the 2017 CLA 250 for $329 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Santa, I want a Chevy for Christmas.
This holiday season, people have a lot to say about Chevrolet.
Dream truck right there.
A TV!
Great, man.
Wow. Please, Santa.
Please, 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 please. Santa, I want to go fast.
That sounds like Christmas.
This holiday season, wrap up more for less. Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Cruze for around $169 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Life is better when we celebrate together during Toyotathon. Toyota, let's go places.
Back with you on a Saturday morning, News 4 live on the road. We are live along Route 7, which, if you don't know the road, kind of runs parallel to I-87. It's a north-south route. It takes you way up through New England. This is a live view from Connecticut. We're in the Norwalk area right now, heading north and tracking the very latest weather conditions as we continue along here on a day, seeing one of our first real doses of wintry weather. Technically, though, it's still fall. You could have fooled me. Also today, we have in Montana now some actually extreme weather, I should say, in upstate New York. We'll get to Montana in just a moment. This is just north of Syracuse. Heavy lake effect snow as they get up there, combined with 50-mile-per-hour winds, creating intense blizzard conditions. Some areas there even closing in on 100 inches of snow so far just this season. A little perspective as we deal with what we're dealing with. Now, Montana, as I mentioned, near record-breaking snowfall in Billings, Montana. That town pounded with nearly 16 inches in just the past few days. There has not been this much snow in Montana in almost 40 years. The record was set in 1955. 32 inches there. Wow. So what are we dealing with this morning? Rafa Miranda, as I mentioned, Dave Price standing by in the Weather Center as well. Yeah. This is a big weekend for a lot of people. So accumulation maybe not be the major story, but road conditions will be huge.
Oh, certainly very treacherous out there in many spots. Even though a lot of the roads were treated last night with the salt, it's coming down at a very good clip right now. You can see behind us, snow picking up in intensity as we head throughout the morning. So wait until tomorrow. If you have to do something outside this weekend, maybe some holiday shopping, tomorrow will be much better for anything that involves driving. I would certainly take it easy and stay off the roads if you're able to. There's a look at the Hamilton, and you can see everyone's moving slowly, thankfully. They're taking it nice and slow with the slippery roads, snow, you get a little coating of ice on top of that. Temperatures still in the 20s, so everything that's falling is freezing at this hour, and for that reason we have all these winter weather advisories. In effect, the entire tri-state through this morning for that wintry mix, snow changing over to freezing rain and eventually rain by the end of the day. This is, again, we're not talking about blockbuster snow totals, but certainly enough to make life difficult this morning. 2 to 4 inches in and around the city. 4 to 6 as you head in places like the Hudson Valley, northwest New Jersey. That's where it's going to snow for longer before that changeover by noon. And again, probably around 2, maybe 3 inches around the 5 boroughs. So your weather headlines, it is very slippery out there. Sidewalks, roads, everything. Please be careful. Snow changing to rain through the morning. Much quieter by the afternoon, by the way. Most of the precip will wind down. And then we have milder rain for your Sunday. Not mild yet down the Jersey Shore, still dealing with temperatures well below freezing in Red Bank, 24 in Howell. Now, these are some of the spots that are going to see that changeover sooner than others. Jersey Shore and Long Island. Notice the temperatures already starting to warm up. 30 in Montauk, but as you head away from the water, low 20s and teens. It's going to take a while in places like Monticello. Visibility tells me how heavy it's snowing. The lower the visibility, the harder the snow. Right now, around 3/4 of a mile, so mostly light to moderate in places like White Plains and Danbury. We have seen lower visibilities at times, and the snow will pick up in intensity. Again, the darker blues working towards our area right now. Now, we've got a warm front sliding to the north. That's going to usher in that warmer air. And look at all the rain just offshore. That's going to change over. When it happens, it's going to be sudden, and all of a sudden the rain changes over to a freezing rain and then plain old rain as temperatures surge into the 30s throughout the day. You can see that rain snow line creeping to the north already, but look what's off to the west along 78. Yeah, these darker blues, those are covering the roadways. Even the treated ones, it's coming down just about fast enough to do that. Edison, Bridgewater, and Bernardsville also dealing with some treacherous conditions this morning. Down the Jersey Shore, here comes the rain moving into Ocean County. It's pushing onshore, and this line will continue its progression north throughout the morning. All right, now we're going to toss over to Dave Price. He's here with a look at how this plays out in terms of our transition throughout the day. Dave?
Yeah, you know, Ralph, we were talking just before the program began. Even though that rain is going to be kind of like a Shazam moment once temperatures reach the freezing mark, as the rain begins to fall in areas to the north and west where we've seen already more significant snowfall rates, you're going to have treacherous ice conditions complicating the situation. So you're going to have to watch it, especially as you get outside the city. Now, let's take a look at the numbers we anticipate within the next hour or so. Still below the freezing mark right here in the city over to South Brunswick, especially to the north in Rockland County, sections of Fairfield County, and as you head to Dutchess, Ulster, Orange County. But we do see that line where, look at this, all the way out in Suffolk County, we already pushed to 40 degrees, and then watch as the warmth begins to overspread the area, the rain rolls in, but it doesn't mean that everything melts away immediately. It means we have slick conditions on the roads as this transition takes place. The transition will be later on in the morning and will take more time to wash away any snow on roadways as you head to the north and west. So it actually may be more treacherous mid-morning as you head outside the city. We're at the noontime hour now, and you see we're at the freezing mark pretty much everywhere but the far north and west, and that rain begins to push on through. That's the beginning of a real warm-up, which is going to take us into the beginning of tomorrow. The numbers as we head into the morning and daytime tomorrow are going to be stellar, winding up in the 50s, but we do have shower activity. Some of it could be heavy at times, and into the beginning of next week, we are going to see another cool down, the remnants of another Arctic blast. There is your 10-day forecast. As you can see, after the warm weather Sunday, we cool down and more seasonable conditions come our way. We'll talk more about what we can expect in the near term with this storm rolling through when we see you again in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, stay up to date with the News 4 New York app. Tap the News 4 logo in the corner and select the Weather tab. See the latest forecasts, interactive radar, and how to submit your own weather video. The News 4 New York app is available for iPhone right now in the App Store, and that means you take our forecast wherever you go. Gus?
Even on the road, and that's where we're going to head right now. Dave and Raph, thank you very much. You know, as you were talking about, most of this side of the country, really talking the eastern seaboard, is going to see some snow today. And so for more of our coverage here, NBC Philadelphia's Randy Gyllenhaal continues our live team coverage. He's in Montgomery County, just north of Philly, with what's happening there on the roads. Randy, what do you see?
Yeah, we are in Storm Force 10, which is our vehicle that lets you see the roads and the streets around us. We just went towards King of Prussia Mall, which is in Montgomery County outside Philadelphia. We're expecting a lot of Christmas shoppers there. And if I stick my hand out the window, what we're feeling now is sleet. That snow that we've had all morning is beginning to turn over. I'll give you a look at some of these roads we're heading towards now. We're heading up towards the Lehigh Valley, where we're seeing some snow keep falling up there. As further south, we're beginning to see more of that sleet turning into rain. Up in the Lehigh Valley, that's where all those ski resorts are. A lot of people in New York City might be heading to this weekend. They are getting a lot of good snowfall. We're not expecting too much turnover there until later today. So right now, the roads are pretty clear. We've been seeing plow trucks throughout this area. They have been treated throughout the day. And as this begins to turn over to more of a sleet into the rain, that's when we expect more slick conditions, especially some icy conditions. So we're heading further north now to see if the snow is going to keep falling. But in the Philadelphia area right now, it has turned over, and we're expecting full rain going into the afternoon. I'm Randy Gyllenhaal, NBC New York. Back to you guys.
All right, Randy, thank you very much. That wintry mix that we've been talking about. Thanks, Randy. Well, we now know what's happening to those disappearing mailboxes in the Bronx. The U.S. Postal Office has removed them because of chronic mail theft. Thieves stick a device in the older style boxes there to look for checks. Well, the USPS is replacing the old ones with updated boxes that have a single slit for envelopes. 4 investigators learned this is happening all across the Bronx, and Harlem should be next. And while neighbors welcome the change, they're upset this is happening during one of the busiest times for mailing of the year.
It's alarming that people are stealing stuff out of the mailboxes.
Bring back the mailbox ASAP.
Well, there you go. USPS won't say how soon all the mailboxes will be replaced, but it is happening. We'll keep you posted. A family on Long Island got a shock this week when the UPS delivered a high-caliber rifle instead of a children's toy that they ordered. Yeah, the couple tells us they bought, or they thought they bought, this toy plane from Kohl's, but when they opened the package, they discovered a $6,000 rifle. They also say their 6-year-old granddaughter was in the room when they made that discovery. They immediately called 911. Police say they're investigating the mix-up, but it's not technically considered a criminal matter. And UPS released a statement when we asked them to. They say this is a highly unusual incident, and we are investigating what may have happened in our network. And we are working with the receiving consumer to make sure they receive their original order prior to the holiday. Hopefully that toy plane gets there. Now, we're told the rifle was delivered eventually to the correct owner, a gun dealer in Sullivan County up in the Catskills. Well, if you're looking to brave the snow this morning, you might be able to score some great deals at the mall. It is Super Saturday, or rather, for a lot of us, Panic Saturday. How behind are you? I'm behind big time. The sales target last-minute shoppers trying to complete their holiday gift list. The National Retail Foundation says more than 150 million Americans plan on taking advantage of these Super Saturday sales today. They estimate 90% of holiday shoppers still have items to buy. Surprised it's that low. Well, SantaCon rolls through Hoboken today, and police are standing by to make sure the celebrations stay nice, not naughty. The police chief says 40 extra officers will be on patrol all day. 25 bars will take part in the annual Hoboken SantaCon pub crawl. It begins at 11 a.m. NJ Transit will also institute an alcohol ban on trains and buses all weekend. Good luck. Still ahead on Today in New York, we're going to continue to track the snow falling across our area. Stay with News 4 on air and online for the very latest updates. That's our live cam on the road up in Connecticut, and you can see the snow increasingly accumulating. We're going to take it hour by hour when it might break. But first, your Fandango weekend ticket.
Here are this week's top movies.
We need to know how to destroy it.
The Rebel Alliance is out to sabotage the Death Star in the action-packed prequel, Rogue One, A Star Wars Story.
Are you with me?
Time, love, death.
Will Smith comes face to face with death, literally, in Collateral Beauty.
I promise you, it's there. The collateral beauty.
Maybe it means something.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
From the creator of Whiplash comes La La Land, a romantic musical that will have your toes tapping. Here's this week's Fanticipation. That's what's happening in theaters this weekend. This is Weekend Ticket in New York.
Get ready.
The NBC4 tree truck is hitting the streets.
We're headed your way with free treats.
Got some News 4 watchers? Yeah!
So come on down.
We'd love to meet you at the tree truck.
Join us this Wednesday in Paramus.
NBC4 tree truck.
I don't really know how long we'll be playing at Madison Square Garden.
The streak is on. Billy Joel at the Garden, the 40th Joel. Friday, April 14th, part of the Spectrum Concert Series at Madison Square Garden. Get tickets while they last, now at Ticketmaster.
As long as there's a ticket demand, we will keep playing at the Garden.
I forgot my charger.
Good thing I remembered the car.
The Cadillac XT5, tailored to you. Offering wireless charging and OnStar 4G LTE and built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. Now during season's best, current GM lessees get this low-mileage lease on this Cadillac XT5 from around $429 per month.
Love to sleep? Don't miss the Snooze or Lose sales event at Raymore and Flanigan with the largest selection in the Northeast. We're your furniture and mattress destination with free next-day mattress delivery now 7 days a week. Serta Queen mattresses start at $399. Adjustable bases start at $599. And for royal treatment, save up to $1,000 on king sets. Don't lose sleep. Head to the Snooze or Lose sales event at Raymore and Flanigan, your one-stop shop for a great night's rest.
Coming this winter, Storm Tracker 4, the only high-frequency S-band radar.
There's nothing like it in the tri-state.
It can see through the storm.
More accurate so you can prepare.
Storm Tracker 4, only on News 4 New York.
Well, a win on Sunday would make the Giants feel much better about their playoff chances, and the Nets kind of hanging in there with the Magic. John Chandler has that and more on Saturday Sports.
Good morning, everybody. The Giants host the Lions on Sunday. Trying to pick this game gives you a better idea of what Yogi Berra was getting at when he said it's tough to make predictions, especially about the future. Really, this is anyone's game. Both are 9-4. Both have 8 wins by 7 points or less. Justin Pugh expected back, and their leaking offensive line desperately needs the starting left guard. Shane Vereen, though, is a mystery. The running back listed as questionable with a concussion. Eli Manning could use his presence there. Among the things keeping head coach Ben McAdoo up at night this week, the Giants' sputtering offense and containing Detroit quarterback Matthew Stafford. We shall see. Jets can really throw a wrench into Miami's playoff hopes tonight. Running back Matt Forte is a game-time decision. He figures he's played most of the season with a torn meniscus and hopes to keep playing against the Dolphins. Tonight, 'tis the season for Saturday Night Football. Jets-Dolphins right here on NBC4 New York. Coverage begins at 7:30 with football night in New York. The Knicks welcome Derrick Rose and Carmelo Anthony back to practice on Friday. Both of them sat out Thursday at Golden State. We may see them on the court tonight in Denver. Well, we had a chance to see the Nets win consecutive games for the first time this season. They trailed Orlando by 1 at the half with Jeremy Lin back. Look at Jeff Green, though, in the third with a monster dunk for the Magic. A couple more looks at this one as the Magic would cut the lead to 2. Wow. Nets up 1. Isaiah Whitehead drives and finishes with a dunk of his own, part of an 8-0 run by Brooklyn, and they led 97-94, but ran out of steam late in the fourth. Nets down 2. Evan Fournier hits the 3 from the top of the arc, and that puts Orlando up 5. Magic win 118-111 the final. The Rangers had the night off. The Dallas Stars' Cody Eakin will take the next 4 games off, suspended by the NHL for charging Henrik Lundqvist. And the Islanders in Buffalo with J.F. Berube making his first start this season. They led 2-1 in the third, but the Sabres on the power play and former Islander Matt Molson buries the rebound here, and it's tied at 2-2. Who's up for a little overtime? By a little, I mean 42 seconds of it. You figured Kyle Oposo would have a say. Facing his old team for the first time, he delays and dishes there to Rasmus Ristolainen. Sabres win 3-2 on former Islander night in Buffalo. It's college football's bowl season officially underway later today. There are 5 bowl games on the schedule, beginning with the New Mexico Bowl. Have a great Saturday. For Today in New York, I'm John Chandler.
And up next at 6:30 here on Today New York, we are watching the weather, how long the snow could stick around, and why warmer temperatures may make it worse. A live look coming to us right now from Rockland County, where the snow is still coming down at a pretty good clip, Ref.
That's right, guys, and we're waiting for those warmer temperatures to change over to rain, but that's not happening right now. Look at the 5 boroughs still in the 20s, snow coming down. Let's take a look outside. JFK, yeah, that is a winter wonderland there. Be very careful on the roads. We'll have all details coming up on that changeover to rain in your Storm Team 4 forecast.
It's what everyone's after, the new 2017 Nissan Rogue. With intelligent forward emergency braking that could stop your car for you. Get to Nissan's Go Rogue year-end event for year-end savings on Rogue and the rest of the Nissan lineup. Take on any Galaxy. Rogue One, a Star Wars story, only in theaters. Get a low $179 per month lease on the 2016 Rogue, or lease Pathfinder just $239 per month.
Sweet. Wow.
There it is. This holiday season, people have a lot to say about the Chevy Red Tag sales event.
This thing is a beast.
Steel or aluminum?
Oh, steel.
Why?
Science.
It's gonna hold up over aluminum, big time.
You can get special holiday pricing, and when you find your red tag, you get thousands more cash back. That's 2 deals in 1.
2 deals sounds better than 1.
A for sure thing for me.
During the Red Tag sales event, get 2 deals in 1. Find your tag for an average total value over $9,000 on Chevy Silverado All-Stars. Visit your local Chevy dealer.
There's a holiday tradition. It's not the one where you kiss under poisonous plants or pretend the bone of a large bird grants wishes. It's a tradition we all have. We drive to see friends, and we drive to see family. It's called the road home, and it's the best tradition there is.
Hurry in now. It's the spacious BMW X5 for $599 a month.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Happy holidays!
And catch Sing in theaters December 21st.
Back with you on a Saturday morning, 27 degrees and snow falling pretty much across the tri-state area. Live look at the crossroads of the world there in Times Square. Hard to see the snow there, but look out your window. You've probably got a pretty good view of it right now. Good to be with you. It's Saturday, December 17th. I'm Gus Rosendale, and we continue to follow what the meteorologists call a winter weather advisory. The rest of us just call it kind of a mess. We have live team coverage across the tri-state area where many of us are just waking up to this snowfall. You can see our live cameras and our reporters standing by there. We also have team coverage right here in the Weather Center with Storm Team 4's Raphael Miranda and Dave Price. And we begin with Raphael with what you're seeing right now, Raph.
That's right, guys, and we're tracking those temperatures rising hour by hour. We are expecting, as we've been saying, that changeover first to a wintry mix, maybe some freezing rain, and then eventually to plain old rain. But once the snow stops and we transition, that's when things may get extra slippery out there. That's what we're seeing areas south and east of New York City. Taking a look at the temperatures, starting to warm up from south to north. So Diker Heights, you are approaching that freezing mark already, but in Chelsea, still 26 degrees, and that's the trend all around the region. Mid to upper 20s down the Jersey Shore. We're getting our first reports of freezing rain in places like Atlantic City. And again, that transition to freezing rain will slide north throughout the morning. West Hampton, places like Montauk still approaching freezing, but we've got a ways to go. The Hudson Valley still in the low 20s, so the snow has several more hours to accumulate there, and that's why we're expecting those higher totals. Snow coming down at a good clip around the 5 boroughs. There's our rain snow line down the Jersey Shore, now moving into Ocean County, but the darker blues approaching western sections. That's that moderate accumulating snow where we could pick up maybe half an inch to an inch per hour. Fairfield County along I-95 and the Merritt, expect these roads to be covered with snow from Wilton, Norwalk, New Canaan, Stamford. It's going to be a very tricky go, especially on those untreated surfaces. And notice the darker blues now filling in places like Newark, Liberty, Airport, Linden, I-95. I would expect treacherous conditions there. And this is the worst of it, a squall now approaching places like Pike County, Pennsylvania, into Sullivan County. That's going to cut down that visibility in a big way, eventually changing over. And I'm going to toss over Dave Price right now. Dave, we've got a very interesting couple of days ahead as well.
We do. And first, over the next several hours, of course, it's going to become a very different weather story for people well north and west of the city, of course. It's going to take you longer to get rid of the snow, and you're going to have icy conditions to worry about. But here's what we're going to talk about over the next 24 to 48 hours. 1, 2, and then 3. These are the 3 different elements of our weather. First, we see the snow this morning. We transition over to rain, as Rafi was talking about. Temperatures begin to rise. As we head to tomorrow, we get rainy conditions. Could see about half an inch out of this, but some locally heavy downpours. And temps get into the 50s, in fact, approaching 60 degrees. So we have all that moisture on the ground. We have rain, we have slushy conditions, and then this cold air begins to filter into place for Monday, and we are talking about a refreeze of some of these conditions. That is going to create treacherous roadways. We are going to continue to watch as we head through all 3 of these weather cycles through the morning, and we will update you with a full forecast when we see you again in just a couple of minutes. In the meantime, Gus, those are the weather headlines. A busy, sloppy morning. Take good care on the roadways and the sidewalks.
All right, Dave and Raph, thank you very much. And right now, new video into us here in New Jersey. The snowfall already causing some trouble for drivers. We kind of expected this. Today, New York's Tracy Strahan joins us live from Mahwah in Bergen County with a look at what's going on there. Tracy, what are you seeing?
Well, Gus, we see a pretty big mess, as Rafi and Dave were just telling you. We already have evidence that accumulation is an issue for drivers. And we're coming for you to State Route 17, and it's getting more and more difficult to see the blacktop on that road there. I'm going to step out of the way and show you what it's looking like. Nobody on the road right now, but we do see a big convoy coming. The question is, are they behind a snowplow? That's definitely a possibility. We haven't seen a lot of plows or salt spreaders on the road. We also haven't seen a speed speed restriction here. We have, however, seen some issue for drivers. We're going to show you now some video of a driver we just almost literally ran into. He had that back tire spinning trying to get into the gas station that we're coming to you from. He said he came all the way from Mahwah from the Bronx. It really isn't a big trip, but for him this morning, it took 2 hours. Listen as he told us why.
Very scary, very scary. I was driving about 15 miles per hour. It took me about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Left the house at around like 3:30, 3 o'clock.
What were the roads looking like 3:30?
They were not this much. It wasn't this bad, but it's worse than it looks once you start driving.
Now let's bring you back live now to State Route 17 North, where there is no speed restriction that we can tell you about right now. We do, however, know about speed restrictions on both the Garden State Parkway and the New Jersey Turnpike at this hour. 45 miles per hour, not just to keep drivers safe, but also because they say that snow removal is in progress right now. Again, Gus, haven't seen a lot of salt spreaders or plows out here so far. Hopefully they are coming for the sake of drivers. Back to you.
All right, Tracy Strahan there live at Mahwah, and maybe not a lot of spreaders, but we're seeing a lot of cars on the road already today, and still continuing to fall to our north as well. And that could cause some problems for people trying to get an early start on the holiday. Today, New York's Ida Siegel joins us live from Rockland County. Ida, how are things by you?
Hey, good morning, Gus. Yeah, we're actually in New City, and we've got this consistent, steady snowfall that is still going on. It's been like this, I'd say, for at least the last few hours, and it just keeps on coming. The individual snowflakes themselves are actually kind of dainty. They're on the smaller side, but they still pack a punch. Take a look at the ground behind me, or right in front of me here. This is unplowed, untreated snow, and I'm going to say we've got maybe 1.5 inches right here. This is actually a parking lot, so this snow hasn't been touched. It's a nice powdery snow, and it probably is about 1.5 inches on the ground right now. But take a look at Main Street behind me here. Again, this is New City. Main Street, we've seen the plows go by, but you can tell there's no blacktop on that road. So obviously, if you are out on the roads, which is not advisable at this juncture, if you are out on a road like this, you go as slowly as you possibly can. And this, clearly, this is a main road. So you can only imagine what the side roads, the secondary roads, the tertiary roads look like if a main road looks like that. Some of the major expressways are looking a lot better. They've been thoroughly salted and plowed as the morning progresses. But in these local areas, yeah, you're gonna have these roads that are covered with that fine sheet of white right there, so you don't see any blacktop. I want to show you where we are exactly. We're actually in a ShopRite parking lot. The store doesn't open till 7 o'clock in the morning. Part of the reason why the parking lot is so empty at this point. But if you can see, very few portions of this parking lot have actually been shoveled or plowed at this point. If you do decide to venture out and do some grocery shopping, which again is probably not advisable, you also have to be careful about pulling into the parking lots, which literally have not been touched at all. So yeah, I mean, this could be fun for, say, the kids to run around in, not fun for the drivers who are looking for some eggs and maybe some pancake mix on a Saturday morning. So obviously the word of advice is stay home, enjoy the indoors, don't go outside if you don't absolutely have to. That is the very latest from New City. Ida Siegel, Today in New York.
All right, Ida, eggs and pancakes. You know, if we didn't know you were a mom, we know it now. You've got that perspective there. Thank you very much. Ida Siegel in Rockland County. Right now, we're going to hit the roads here. We are on Route 7. This is in the town of Reading, Connecticut, which, if you know the area, it's a little bit south of Danbury. And so this is what roads look like there. Not a lot of illumination in terms of street lights, so only our headlights doing the job. And they are showing you, you really can't see the asphalt there, can you, at all? And this is the situation we're dealing really with across the tri-state area. These are roads that are already taking a little bit of snow, already taking a little bit of ice. The word of advice from police across the area is to take it slow today and be aware that the conditions could be quite treacherous as you get going there. Our live drive camera taking us all the way along Route 7 this morning. And if our photographer there is in Reading, he should be in Danbury in about 15, 20 minutes. We'll continue to check with him throughout the morning. And you can track how much snow or ice could end up in your area through our Storm Team 4 weather app. Download it or to get alerts sent right to your phone. Very helpful today. Well, coming up on this Saturday morning, Storm Team 4's Rafa Miranda and Dave Price with the very latest forecast, tracking all the changes headed our way hour by hour on a very busy Saturday morning. You're watching Today in New York.
It's
your New York.
And we're all over it.
Get excited, theater fans.
This is delicious.
I'm obsessed with it. Stars you want to know.
I like you, but not that much.
You guys are so amazing.
Yes.
Never know what's going to happen.
On New York Live, Monday at 12:30 on NBC4.
That must have been some sale, Patty.
Jim just had to have it. We saved hundreds. You?
I had to have this.
Wow.
Love all of this.
It lights up everything.
This holiday season, see your GMC dealer and get something you really want. Celebrate the holidays with the new GMC. Current lessees switch to GMC and get this low-mileage lease on this 2017 Acadia SLE1 for around $299 per month. GMC, we are professional grade.
It's time to unplug with a smarter watch. Citizen Proximity is powered by any watch destination.
Your keys to your new RAV4. Going somewhere fun?
I think I might go visit my brother.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Life is better when we celebrate together. Lease a new 2017 Corolla for just $159 a month. Or lease a new all-wheel drive 2017 RAV4 for $189 a month. Plus get $500 Toyotathon bonus cash when you lease RAV4 or Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Momentum versus home field advantage. Matt Moore leads his Dolphins into New York, but does he have what it takes to contain the AFC rivals from spoiling their playoff dreams? Tonight is football night on NBC for New York.
All right, so maybe a hassle on the roads. A lot of people have a lot of things to do, but also important to remember that the snow is a thing of beauty as we stare down the holidays with just a week to go. A live look at Rockefeller Center there, looking like a beautiful holiday tableau.
Doesn't it, though?
Doesn't it, though? Postcard stuff. But there is some ugliness out there to do. We're going to sort through it all now with Rafael Miranda. Are we in the kind of the thick of it right now, it seems?
Yeah, the snow is picking up in intensity, Gus. We're just approaching that transition to freezing rain, which is never good. We'd rather have snow going on for several hours than any freezing rain. But then eventually rain and conditions will improve by the afternoon from south to north. But it's still very tricky out there. That looks like the GWB. And you can see the roads are covered. Even the salted roads are getting an accumulating layer on top. So it's turning into an icy mess in many spots. I saw it on my drive in this morning, and the snow is picking up in intensity, so that's only going to get worse over the next couple of hours. We're starting to get into the meat and potatoes of this storm right now. Winter weather advisories in effect for everyone through this morning for that wintry mix. As far as accumulations, we are talking about 2 to 4 inches. This is before the changeover to freezing rain, a coating down the Jersey Shore, maybe up to 2 inches across the North Shore of Long Island, and 4 to 6 inches of snow possible in the Hudson Valley, where it's going to stay mostly snow throughout the day, especially in places like Liberty and Montgomery as you head farther away from the city. Right now, again, temperatures will be crucial to the story today, where it's below freezing. Snow and ice remain a threat, and that's everywhere in Westchester County. It's 21 right now in Somers, so you have several hours of frozen precip to go. But down the Jersey Shore, we're starting to warm things up. 27 in Toms River, approaching that freezing mark. And we're getting reports of a changeover to freezing rain. Again, visibility lets me know how heavy the snow is. Down to half a mile in Sussex. The snow is picking up in intensity from west to east, and it's going to start to move into Westchester, Rockland counties. You can see on the satellite and radar loop the darker blues moving into the region. We also have a warm front moving south to north throughout the morning. That's why we're going to see that transition over to freezing rain and rain. But look at western New Jersey, places like 78, Clinton. These roads will be covered in no time. Now I'm heading down the Jersey Shore. Rain moving on shore. Freezing rain going to be an issue in places like Toms River. So Dave Price is here with a look at how this transition plays out today and what else is beyond in the forecast. Dave?
All right, Ralph, one thing to mention, by the way, a lot of people getting away today, heading to the airports. Call your carriers. We do have delays at the major airports, and we're going to continue to track that. But planes have to, of course, de-ice. Sloppy weather in and out, limited visibility. You know what that means for mass transit of any kind. But the sidewalks are sloppy and slippery, and so are the roadways. So take it easy. Now, how do things change as we transition through the day and through the weekend? Well, take a look. We see such warm temperatures right now along the Jersey Shore, up by 10, 12 degrees from where we are in the city. We're just approaching that 30-degree mark, and we see that transition as we head to the noontime hour. All rain now pushing through the area, and the good news is that as we head into Sunday, we have mild conditions, but that comes with its own complications. Rain, some of it heavy chilly at times through the day on Sunday, melting a lot of what's on the ground, especially where there's significant accumulation to the north and the west. But after the mild temperatures on Sunday, the rain pushes away, and Monday, look at those temperatures drop again right into the 20s. So we are in a chill. We'll see refreezing, icy conditions on the roadways. And as we head to Monday, another cold blast of Arctic air with 33 degrees as our high temperature. Today we get to 40. Again, improving conditions later on in the day for many. It's going to take a while longer as you get to the north and west. And then tonight, 39 degrees. 10-day forecast, of course, looks like this, everyone. We are going to see cold conditions and more seasonal stuff as we head to next week. Stay up to date with the News 4 New York app, everybody. Tap the News 4 logo in the corner, select the weather tab, see the latest forecasts, interactive radar, and how to submit your own weather video. The News 4 New York app is available for iPhones in the App Store right now. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Much more weather and news ahead.
Monday at 5, stolen packages, illegal car services, even getting robbed.
Anyone can drive a fake cab.
4 Investigates is watching out for you. This holiday season, 4 things to keep you and your family safe. A special series starts Monday at 5.
Coming this winter, Storm Tracker 4, the only high-frequency S-band radar.
There's nothing like it in the tri-state.
It can see through the storm.
More accurate so you can prepare.
Storm Tracker 4, only on News 4 New York.
I want to go really big with my appetizers.
We can do it without blowing our budget.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Everything for the holidays. That's my Stop and Shop. Now save this week on blackberries or blueberries. Buy one, get one free.
Santa, I want a Chevy for Christmas.
This holiday season, people have a lot to say about Chevrolet.
Dream truck right there.
A TV!
Great, man.
Wow.
Look at this.
Please, Santa. Please, 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 please. Santa, I want to go fast.
That sounds like Christmas.
This holiday season, wrap up more for less. Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Malibu for around $199 a month. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Looks like we're bound to start anew. Who better to start it with than you, dear? See you next year.
Experience the power of infinity now with leases starting at $299 a month. Visit your tri-state Infinity retailer.
My family really needs to be wowed this year.
Standing rib roast.
Wow. Everything for the holidays. That's my Stop and Shop. Now save this week on Stop and Shop spiral sliced ham, just $1.29 per pound.
This is a public affairs presentation from News 4 New York. Visiones.
Millions of dollars to create thousands of jobs with small businesses. That's the aim of a new program targeting certain communities. Right now, let's get details from Colleen Briggs, Executive Director of Community Innovation at J.P. Morgan Chase, and Claudia Marulanda, owner of the Brio Clean Company, a building maintenance company. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here this morning. Lovely program, very important. But tell me, first of all, Colleen, explain some of the challenges that you see among these small business owners in our communities.
Yeah, well, first, thank you for having us here today to talk about what we see as one of the most pressing challenges facing New York, as well as the nation, of how do we promote more inclusive growth and more widely shared prosperity. And what we've seen is entrepreneurship is one of the most effective ways to promote inclusive growth. We know that when an entrepreneur is successful, that increases their own income as well as their workers. It also sustains local employment. And then, we know that it sort of spurs an innovation community around that.
Right, there's sort of a domino effect in the economy as well. But what are some of the challenges that you see among, why can't they necessarily get the access to capital that maybe some other business owners can get?
Yeah, we see many entrepreneurs still struggling with poor credit. Sometimes a lack of access to the capital and business assistance that they need to grow. There's also sometimes a challenge of finding the resources in their community that might be available. And then sometimes when the community resources are there, they struggle to keep up with the demand.
Yeah, and a lot of it, I'm sure, is awareness. Claudia, you now own Brio Clean, which a company you took over about 2 years ago. It was failing at the time you took over, but tell me what were the problems at the time?
Well, it's basically my stepfather started it with other partners, and it's just when you decide to start a company, there's so many things involved, and you just if you don't have any experience or anything, it's very tough. So I decided to join them. Not that I knew.
You were an art director, right?
I used to
very
be an art
different business.
Yeah, I used to manage a little bit, so I had a little bit of management skills. But it was always a dream to have my own business, so I thought it was an opportunity for myself and to help out my family.
That's right. And your father's from Colombia, right?
Yes, correct.
Tell me about this initiative and how it works for these applicants.
Yeah, so what it does is this is a new initiative by JPMorgan Chase called the Partnerships for Raising Opportunity in Neighborhoods Fund. So it encourages CDFIs to come together to pool their resources to help finance underserved entrepreneurs. So here in New York, we have Acción East, Excelsior Growth Fund, and Renaissance Economic Development Corporation, who are combining forces to figure out how can we deliver better capital and business assistance to help small business owners as they're growing.
Right, people who may not traditionally qualify for loans. And Claudia, tell me, what kind of a difference did it make in your case? How much money were you able to get, and how's it changed?
So we got $25,000.
Through Acción East,
Through
right?
Acción East, yes. And that was very helpful. We were going through a couple of changes. We were buying out a partner. We wanted to start building up like a marketing way to get clients. So it was very helpful at the time.
And you also found out about being certified, right, as a minority-owned business.
Yes.
What difference did that make?
It's great in the sense that a lot of big corporations, they get credits when they hire minority certified companies. And
so how's business these days for you?
Well, we're working on that, on marketing ourselves to them and marketing ourselves to government agencies.
And I understand in the first year you doubled revenues, is that correct?
Yes, the first year was a little tough.
Tell your own success. It was very good there, but you're doing well. And again, it's thanks to this partnership with these local organizations that Chase is vetting, these CDFIs, Community Development Financial Institutions. Very quickly, I want to give the website for Acción East. It's us.accion.org. Small business owners out there can find out more about this program with Chase, right?
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, Colleen Briggs and Claudia Marulanda, thank you so much for being here today and telling us about this program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is it a force of nature or a sales event? The season of Audi sales event is here.
Hey, honey. You remember to lock the Buick, right?
Of course I do. I'll never forget that.
The My Buick app, now available in every Buick.
You closed all the apartment windows, too.
Come on. Really?
Encore vehicles in stock.
It's a new day, the start of something big, because Time Warner Cable is now Spectrum, redefining what a cable company can be, delivering more free HD than ever before, plus thousands of free on-demand titles, just $29.99 a month when you call 844-348-2999. With Spectrum Internet, enjoy the fastest starting speeds, 100 megabits per second. That's enough speed for all your devices. Plus no data caps and a free modem, just $29.99 a month. And with Spectrum Voice, get reliable, unlimited nationwide calling, plus unlimited calling to Canada, Puerto Rico, and Mexico, all with no added taxes or fees. Just $29.99 a month. Call 844-348-2999. With Spectrum TV, Internet, and Voice, you get it all, with no contracts and our 30-day money-back guarantee. Call 844-348-2999. Welcome to a new day. Welcome to Spectrum.
Is it a force of nature or a sales event? The season of Audi sales event is here.
Audi will cover your first month's lease payment on select models. Sales event ends January 3rd.
All right, it's time for this morning's Clear the Shelter's Pet Profile. Now, this week we're talking about activities you can do with your pet when the temperatures drop. Talk about timing. Nancy Dotaro from Animal Care Centers in New York City is here to explain. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
Good to have you here. Now, I'm holding a very cute dog here, but you know, my mom got her new cat from you guys, yes. Lewis, and he is very, very playful.
Yes.
And she's kind of looking for activities for him to do. He loves television.
Yes.
He's been playing, apparently there are cat apps on the iPad that he's looking for mice on the iPad. What else can you do with your
Well,
your
when it's
pets?
cold out, yes, they do need, both dogs and cats, a lot of internal play for their mental health.
health and for socialization. So it's really important every day that they get some fun activities. The cat, you can get that little red light dot.
The laser,
The
okay,
laser.
that's good, yeah.
They have all kinds of toys, anything with a feather on it or with catnip in it. But also remember, they love to when you talk to them and give them affection. So, you know, well, it's cold out and they need a lot of extra affection.
Hide and seek. I mean, we always think of this as kids, but,
Yes.
but pets like this too, apparently.
They do. Dogs love it, especially the hunting breeds. You probably need 2 people to do it, unless your dog can stay in one room and then take their favorite toy or treat and bring it into the next room and hide it and say, go find the treat. They love to search and find it and then get rewarded.
And, you know, another thing, bubbles.
Yes.
Real quick here. We don't have a lot of time.
They
But
love bubbles.
Okay. You got to make sure they're okay because you don't want to get the wrong soap or something.
That's right. And they love to go to the pet store. A lot of socialization there. Or a training class is great when it's cold out.
All right. Now, initially, I didn't know what Dave was holding here.
This is a rabbit.
I don't know if it's a cat or a rabbit. It turns out to be a very fluffy rabbit.
It's a long-haired rabbit. This is Jocelyn. Jocelyn is about 4 years old. She's available on 110th. We have tons of rabbits right now, every different color, size. Jocelyn is a sweetheart. She's purring.
And right here.
And cuddling. She's available at 10 a.m. on 110th.
Reminds me of a Tribble from Star Trek. You know, William Shatner with like the trouble with Tribbles. And who do we have here?
This is Duncan. Duncan is a puppy, 1 year old, a Jack Russell, who's available today at Sutton Place, Biscuits and Bath from 12 to 4. And Duncan, you know, just a sweetheart, little busybody, just like a Jack Russell.
But boy, Jack Russell, they're like up there with poodles in terms of the smartest little dogs.
Smart, need a lot of walking and attention, but what a sweetheart. You can see he's in your arm, loves to sit on laps.
Look, he's
very affectionate.
Got his little hand on me right here. All right, well, you can find more information about these pets on the Animal Care Center's website. That's nycacc.org. Look at camera 1 there, nycacc.org. All right, latest on the snow, when it turns to rain, and just how bad the ice might be out there as you get going on a Saturday morning. We'll have it all for you in just a moment here on Today in New York.
In life, you have to adapt to your environment. That's why Jaguar's instinctive all-wheel drive system constantly monitors the road surface and driver inputs hundreds of times every second. Outstanding performance all year round. Jaguar all-wheel drive.
For great offers, visit your tri-state area Jaguar retailer today.
At TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Home Goods, we've always believed the holidays should be about joy, where days are filled with magic, not madness. It's why we have amazing prices on thoughtful gifts every day. Let's bring back the holidays.
Santa, I want a Chevy for Christmas.
This holiday season, people have a lot to say about Chevrolet.
Dream truck right there.
A TV!
Great, man.
Wow.
Look at this.
Please, Santa. Please, 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 please. Santa, I want to go fast.
That sounds like Christmas.
This holiday season, wrap up more for less. Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Equinox for around $159 a month. Visit your local Chevy dealer.
Who can tell me what does this become?
Fly.
And what about this? Very good. Pomi, 100% premium quality Italian tomatoes. Sustainable, BPA-free, and non-GMO. Perfection is simple.
Your keys to your new RAV4. Going somewhere fun?
I think I might go visit my brother.
I'll be home for Christmas.
Life is better when we celebrate together. Lease a new 2017 Corolla for just $159 a month. Or lease a new all-wheel drive 2017 RAV4 for $189 a month. Plus, get $500 Toyotathon bonus cash when you lease RAV4 or Corolla. Toyota, let's go places.
Learn more about NBC4 New York's recent job opportunities by logging on to NBCUNIcareers.com or by calling our toll-free number.
This morning we are live across the Tri-State area, and right now you're getting a live picture of the conditions there on the roads in Rockland County. Big weekend, Raph. A lot of people are going to be going out, doing that holiday shopping, visiting friends and family, and the roads, as you can see, kind of treacherous.
That's right. It is getting rough out there. The snow is picking up in intensity over the past couple of hours. You can see those darker blues, and then we're going to see a transition to freezing rain and sleet, and eventually to rain by the afternoon. But over the next several hours, definitely stay off the roads if you can. Again, we're expecting around 2 to 4 inches here in the city, north and west of town. around 4 to 6 a possibility, and the ice will be a major problem late morning, and then rain by the afternoon.
We're back live at 8:30. Updates all morning on air and also online at NBC New York.